As we know, as Indigenous people, our way, our culture, our knowledge is ours, always. So we must always, even when we speak and think and feel in English, that we are still we as Indigenous people. Whether it be O'Otam from here in the Sal's home area, I mean the Tohono O'Otam home area, or at Acoma in New Mexico. You are still O'Otam, wherever you live, whether it's in Tucson or Phoenix or New York City or who you are. I am still who I am as Hichotzi and Simon Ortiz. Thank you for coming. Thank you to all of you. Some of you are from the school here. Some of you are from the other TO school, and some of us are from Tucson, or some of us are from Phoenix. I live in Tempe, which is really Phoenix. I prefer to say Tempe than Phoenix. Phoenix is just a big city, right? Tempe is a little suburb or district of Phoenix. But it's important always to say who we are. And today we're going to say who we are in poetry and story and song. So there are seven of us here who are part of Red Ink, which is a publication that is now at ASU, Arizona State University, where I am a professor, and it used to be at U of A in Tucson, operated and worked on by different people. Those of us that are here, some of us are involved with the Red Ink publication directly, and others are not. But we are the voices of Indigenous people. Poetry, stories, songs, all that is our voice. In our own way, in our own language, as well as in the Americano, in the American English language. It really doesn't make a difference to me the way we say it. If it's in the Americano, in the American way of speaking, or or in our own people's language. That is important, to always speak for ourselves. So we're going to have 6 poets today, and if more students come, that's fine. If no more students come, that's fine also. The voice of our people is what's important. I'm going to start with a short poem, and then I'm going to introduce the poets that are here today, and they will offer you what their voice is, okay? This poem is from the book called Out There Somewhere. In the English language, Out There Somewhere. In the Acoma language, Hauchacha, Hadi, Out There Somewhere. It's almost a translation, but it means the same. It means the same thing. I'm going to read one poem that's called History's Midst. Sometimes I'm unsure of the way I pronounce English words. Midst, M-I-D-S-T, in the middle of history. After the Thursday AA meeting, I walked down to the BART stop on Powell in San Francisco. I walked For a couple of minutes, I listened to a street pianist, jazz rock, Christmas carols mingling with the street noise, night traffic, and city chaos, loud talk, and sirens. A man preaches of the Lord's coming. You better know this is the Lord's history. Close by, another man sells trinkets, baubles and beads, plastic and stones, which glitter in the wintry sunlight. I know there are things to say about all this. City, San Francisco, traffic, people bumping into each other, trinkets, jazz rock, Christmas, and myself caught in the midst of my own history. But for now, all I can say to the piano man and his music is, thanks for your music, man, silently, and turn to the trinket man and say, nice, nice, gently touch a ring inlaid with abalone shell and say again, nice. The Lord's preacher is street stern and strident at my back as I leave. He's sure of it, and I'm sure of it too. It is time, and not too soon, not too late. A child again will be born into the midst of history, his and your history, our history. I know that Christmas is still 1 month plus away, but that's a poem that I wrote some Christmases ago when I used to live on the streets, actually, of San Francisco. And by street, I mean supposedly because I didn't have a place to live, so it was a street person that I was some years ago. Not today, but some time ago. Nonetheless, it's my voice. Nonetheless, it's me in a different time. And then a poem called, well, it's a long poem, but I'll just read part of it, called What Indians? I don't use the word Indians a whole lot, because I use the word indigenous. Indigenous is another word that is, of course, in the English language. But I don't use Indians because of the vibes that history has placed upon the term Indian. Indian is not even an Indian word. You know, it's not, it has nothing to do with India, and it's a term that Christopher Columbus, when he encountered indigenous people in the Caribbean, he called the people gente indios, gente, people of God, dios, gente indios or de dios, people of God in the Spanish language or Latin. And from there, the word Indian derived. After hundreds and hundreds of years, we, as indigenous people of the Americas, as a result, became Indians. What Indians? The truth is, no kidding, no. Come on, that can't be true. No kidding. What Indians is my too often unspoken response to people who ask, when do the Indians dance? Like other colonized indigenous peoples, cultures, and communities throughout the world, Native Americans have experienced and endured identities imposed upon them by colonial powers, most of which originated in Europe. This imposition has resulted, to a great extent, more than we admit and realize, in the loss of a sense of a centered human self and the weakening and loss of indigenous cultural identity. First poem, Strange, April 9, 1999, 9:15 a.m. Soft snow in wet knots falling, coming down through gray trees. Strange to think of Iowa and Kansas and Washington, where I've never been in winter, and Portland, Oregon, where I have lived, elms and pines dripping with rain on Umatilla Street in weather like this. Selwood Bridge over the Willamette River. Strange. Nebraska, South Dakota, elsewhere. Next poem, Not Somewhere Else. But this is Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, it could be elsewhere. In fact, it could be somewhere else city, United States of America, planet Earth, but this is Salt Lake City, right smack on the western edge of the center of the world, believe it or not. Yeah, it's not elsewhere. It's not somewhere else city. It is Salt Lake City, Salt Lake City, Salt Lake City, Salt Lake City, Salt Lake City. Nowhere else but. And yeah, what a place, what a place, what a place to think of Indians. Where are the Indians? What Indians? You know, Indians. I don't know what you are talking about. And then the last poem in this series, Greatest Believers, Greatest Disbelievers, is the title of this poem. To believe or not to believe? This was the question and the answer. Asked and answered and believed by the greatest believers and disbelievers the world has ever known. Where are the Indians? Where are the real Indians? There are no Indians. There are no real Indians. There were never any Indians. There were never any Indians. There were never any real Indians. You mean there were never any Indians? No real Indians? No Indians? None. Never. But we've always been here. Yes. Thank you.